Well, hey everybody, how you doing? And this is Master Lady Kira Ra here. And as you are able to see or have been noticing just for a second, it was one of those wild connection moments getting on with you right now. So thank you for your patience and thank you for being amazing. I am so grateful that you are here. And, today is really extraordinary as we are in this June moment that has called us somewhere that is so beyond where we have ever been that I want to invite you right now, and I'm hoping that you're diving in from the other link. I was like I mentioned, I thank you for catching up with us if you were over at another link at YouTube. As you're arriving, and that's part of why I wanted to be here in our nice water therapy center today, I want to simply begin by inviting you into a journey with me. I'm going to take us all on this little journey because this is one that you've taken before. It's one that you are ready to just be with again. There is so much to share about this specific moment of potentiality. There is so much happening, as is evidenced by the challenge that I had to be with you live right now, that our beautiful beloved Omashar is hanging out in the ether somewhere, and I'm hoping will arrive here shortly. That you're finding this moment, no matter what kind of a weaving you had to take, just relax, you're here. And let's really dive into this because there is so much to share about June. And it's more than just June. It's that what is always true. I mean, like, bring your hands to your heart, all hyphen ways. What is always true is that veils lift as consciousness rises. As much as veils are put on, as much as consciousness inverts. We are at that moment. The veils are here and they're all fluttering. So the question is, lifting them, and it's as effortless as lifting consciousness, or anchoring them into a view that is comfortable and familiar. It matters not. What matters is that let's lift some veils and let's dive into the blessing, because that's why we are here right now. If you're here, then it's most likely because there's a veil that's fluttering in front of you. It's the moment where consciousness itself is expanding. And this is why, in this time out of time moment, as we begin to expand into the quantum weaving of the fabric of creation itself, just breathe that. Really just breathe that and know that we are right now in that experience. And inviting yourself to be there. And so I want you to just keep breathing. And I'm offering more of you a moment to find me, because I know that there's people that are still finding us, coming over from the other link. And as we breathe, let's remember that an Ave Sa breath is very much about the miracle of the time. And as I'm preparing to take us on this journey and then dive into all of the June energies and the revelations and the predictions, it's important to give yourself the gift of this moment. Have a cup of tea, coffee, whatever, your favorite beverage. Give yourself the gift of relaxing into the knowing that arriving into June is so much more than just arriving into the 6-month mark of a calendar year in this specific potentiality that we demarcate as 2024. This June is the crescendo of one cycle, this April, May, June journey, right? That took us in this time out of time, this kind of freeze frame moment where you're in this freeze frame, and has now taken us out of the freeze frame. So the movie was on freeze frame and you're looking at everything. Only now when it comes back, you're in white water. You might not know how you got there, but you're in it. You don't have time to think about it. You don't have time to decide about it. You're in it. So if you're in it And we are all in it. And this is why we're going to journey first today, just for a few minutes, just to really open up a greater sense of receptivity to all that is right now. So you've come out of freeze frame in this time out of time moment, still in the time out of time moment. That's really the caveat here. This is why the depth of the journey matters. So you're still in this time out of time moment. You've just come out of this freeze frame and you're sitting in whitewater. I don't know about you, but I'm right here in the front of the boat having a great time. So let's just be right here looking at the view, taking in how spectacular it is. Look at the energy and the essence of that rainbow energy in the mist. That everything is saying, I've got you. I'm right here. You know how to do this. Because the gift of the whitewater is it's going to take wherever you're going really quickly. And it's that flow. It's the element of water that's going to be meeting with the ethers. And this is why this journey matters. So you ready? You're going to hang out because this one's best received with a little amplitude in our conscious awareness. And so hearing the gift of Omashar singing in the background, wherever he may be, and trusting this moment, we love you, Omashar. And so breathing this energy in right now, I want you to just relax wherever you are. And if it's safe to close your eyes, I'm going to close mine. If it's safe to close your eyes, please do so. If not, enjoy this beautiful energy here, or wherever you may be, whoever you may be enjoying with. And invite your breath to just gentle, just for a moment. Hand on the heart, you notice your heartbeat. Not that glub, 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 glub. Here it is, Ave, Ave, Ave. You may think of Ave Maria, the hail, the Ave, Ave, Ave. Calm your heart, Ave, Ave, Ave. Every heartbeat, a celebration of the divine in form, Ave, Ave. Conscious or unconscious, it's always there. And feeling that come into you, the Ave. Breathing that in, inhaling the Ave. You're going to exhale. Ah. The infinite presence. Hail to the infinite. And a smile. Because when we breathe consciously and feel it with a smile, it sends a signal to the body of form, I am here. The ascended one that I am is here in formed awareness. And I am as you are. A greeting that ignites all that we are. And a remembrance. If your eyes are closed, open them with another deep Ave. Let's go in. Bringing your hands to your heart. Feel the energy of the Ave Sa, the universal heartbeat, which is where we begin. For in the universal heartbeat, we activate not only all of the chakras of this world, we are able to sustain them in our self-ascended presence, which moves them from orbital spheres into infinite presence energy, holding and sustaining. 22 plus years, this body has sustained the chakras in the state of ascended energy. That resonance holds open this part, the high heart. That is the first double that sustains the ascended chakra system, your divine galactic blueprint, the 12-pointed system. If all of this is Greek to you, and I've been to Greece, it's awesome if it is, go to SriandKara.com and learn Divine Galactic Blueprint, Self-Ascended Chakra Portrait. Because we are in a moment of weaving these alchemies on this journey right now, where I want you to feel yourself, feel every one of your chakras right now, lifting, starting at the base, lifting, lifting, lifting. Just lifting. And just, even if you have to pretend it, right? Feel that energy just lifting up through you, coming right out of the crown chakra, right up into that lotus chakra, and ignite this Taurus ignition, this Taurus field all around you. There it is. Just really invite that Taurus field to come in all around you. And then if your eyes are open, close them again, hands in prayer position. And allow the head to just bow simply in the energy and the humility of the truth, of feeling yourself, even if for a moment, as the 0 point energy of creation itself, the living essence. Love them. They know not what they do. Forgive them. They know not what they do. Of releasing all judgment, feeling it just relax out of you. Loving yourself with the appreciation of the journey. Lifting yet another veil as consciousness itself ignites. Opening your eyes to see with a greater expansiveness. Noticing a first chakra of peace, a second chakra of love, a third chakra of joy that ignites the stability of the cross of perfect balance, spinning all of the medicines so that you are ready to weave once again all of the quantum alchemies. That, my angels, is June. And I'm noticing a lot of held breaths. So let's breathe on that one. And then I'm going to show you a lot of fun graphics and entertain the rest of what's left of our minds, right? Breathing in. Yeah. Let's do a hand on that third and heart, right? Let's do third and heart right there. And let's just breathe right in between those two. Let's breathe in, Ave. Reversing, Ave. Hands in prayer position. And really relaxing into the gift of that which you are as I am. And you gotta love the timing. Omashar just appeared. There he is. And I love this timing. Namaste. Namaste. Your impeccable timing.
I
Like
know,
literally, someone is going to be sure we rehearse this. I love the universe and welcome. Thank you for finding us on this trail, the scavenger hunt today.
You know, when you're namaste, everybody, happy Sunday or whatever day it is in your planet,
Yes.
and you're playing it. And lovely to feel the vibe from Ecuador. And yes, it took a while to find it, but that is very true of what's happening now. If we're not discerning and we're not, how we don't show up and keep on moving forward, we do not find. And I was determined to be here with you because it was already set in our hearts. And greeting everybody who's watching on YouTube and whatever other platforms are being broadcast out to, and the future now. This is just as potent in the future now as it is now. So there we are.
There we are. And Omashar, I would love for you to offer us a beautiful song
I
to
will.
bring us together even more. And I'm going to disappear and allow that gift to be for you. Let's see if I can do that. How do I do that?
You can just press either co-host me or press the. Hang on a minute.
yourself with the waves of love passing through. Think not anything. You're the one you're waiting for. We have now received all the blessings of all time. Come and celebrate what we've all become. Life is you, love is you, be all that you are. Show the world you are true, and all the earth will rise and answer you. No need to hesitate. Open hearts can walk right through. There is no door or gate that could hold your love at bay. We encourage you to hold only to what is true. Your life is yours to make. All your wildest dreams come true. Because life is you, love is you, be all that you are. Show the world you are true, and all the earth will rise and answer you. Life is you, love is you, be all that you are. Show the world you are true, and all the earth will rise and answer you.
Oh, wow, wow, and wow. You know, Omashar, as you were closing that, all that was going through my heart was, is there no limit to your talent? You are just so extraordinarily talented. Oh my
And the
goodness.
answer to that is no. There's no limit
You,
to our talents, because
you know it.
what I've really noticed lately is, even though our days have been quite tough, quite hard for many of us, even though it's all love and light, it can be sometimes really challenging to distill ourselves and move into that. But we're doing this together, and no matter how, again, my mantra, I've just taken it up: just show up, just show up, show up, because the heart will lead the way. And even if the mind is a little bit behind, so what? We're doing this together, and I can feel it now. It's tangible, it's palpable.
The best place to be, where you know it. you
Yes.
know, because that's the unified field. So thank you for demonstrating that so beautifully. And thank you for being with us today. And we're looking forward to seeing you again.
I'm so happy. We shall see you on the outro. Love
Yes,
you
you
all.
shall. We love you. Thank you, beautiful one.
You're,
And for
you
those of you, oh, I don't know how to I've been trying. It's not,
if you can you co-host me and then I can do it.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Hang on a minute. Then I know.
Okay. Thank
No,
you.
I
You're so great. Thank you for helping me.
theoretically,
Okay.
I'll do this.
Okay. I like that too. So, hey, everybody, I'm assuming you can see me over there at YouTube. And I just want to invite you to take this moment right now. And for those of you that may not have been here on the front side, you're going to want to watch this video again. Because what was so extraordinary about Omashar's timing was that we had just finished this extraordinary journey. So if you were not there for the whole journey, I invite you again to go back and watch this broadcast again, even if you just catch the very beginning. Because the journey is one that you have taken before. And what we're sharing about June right now, and what I want to go back to in the beginning is that to remember that no matter what is always true is that veils lift as consciousness rises. So as we're lifting these veils, as we're coming into the state of the unified heartbeat, of the unified field, as we remember ourselves, we have arrived into a moment where the time out of time sequencing of June, and I want to go back for a minute and mention that before I start showing you all these visuals. Remember that April, May, and June was that freeze frame moment, right? The freeze frame, you're seeing it all because you're able to see it from every single perspective. Nothing can be hidden in the freeze frame except from what you don't want to see. But we came out of this freeze frame right now into whitewater. And I really pray you've been catching my show, Expanding Consciousness, right here at YouTube and over at amfm247.com. Because this whitewater moment, you came out of freeze frame, right? No matter where you were in the freeze frame, no matter what you were witnessing, no matter what was revealing to itself, it's like, okay, boom, done. Got that? Go. And that's where we're at. We're at got that, go. So as the mastery planner for the year, as I have been revealing all of the calendars and all of the energies and all the revelations for the first time since its inception, it feels irresponsible to put it out in more than the segments that are really crystallizing into this field of potentiality, because by over proclamating by too many people, the conscious awareness, the tide is drifting in a field of manipulation simply because it's not fixed. And this is why I wanted to open by taking you into those fields, by bringing you into the universal heartbeat of oneness, into your 0-point gravity field of creation itself. Because right now in June, and the reason that June is extraordinary is that while it is the culminating time out of time sequence that dropped us into this extraordinary whitewater experience that we're having, it's also the beginning. It's carrying both frequencies. It's saying time out of time isn't over. We're just learning. We're just adapting, and we're behind, which is why the whitewater came in. It's like, hey, you got to go. And those of you that are ready are going to have the time of your life, and it's going to be amazing. And hold on, we are having a great time. And those of you that are terrified are sitting in the back of the boat, so afraid that you're missing the view. And that's okay, because that's your view. But it's about the ones that are wherever you are in this boat on the whitewater right now, be there. Don't pretend. If you're up front, then go for it. Don't look back. Because if you look back, what happens to those that are counting on you to keep that boat going through the rapids? And you miss the ride of your life. And if you are really facing it, armed with the truth of that which you are, then that's really the moment, isn't it? Because remember that what is the truth, what is always true, is that veils lift as consciousness rises, as much as veils settle when consciousness comes inward. When it says, I'm just going to hang out in a body for a while and let you do the work, right? None of it has a good or bad component. We are living in a sea of neutrality. And that in and of itself is often misunderstood, which is why the continuance of the June time out of time moment is expanding all to be able to go into the quantum weaving of the fabric of creation itself. Now, I'm gonna say that again. I want you to really breathe that in. The quantum weaving of the fabric of creation itself. This is the moment of ascended embodiment. This is what the Yoga of Self-Ascension is. This is what Shri and I have been working with for 22 years. The Yoga of Self-Ascension is the moment where, as Archangel Zadkiel laughed so many years ago when Shri asked, "This is what you already are." We are simply moving into a remembrance of that which we are. If anything, the word ascension has been misunderstood. In the remembrance of that which you are as I am, that essence energy is able to be in this body of form. And there is a caveat. There is a check mark. There is a given that the body of form is prepared to receive it without total repulsion. And that all of the 5 medicines are being commanded without you being the one who is being commanded, meaning the small you. So I want to show you something because, again, as I mentioned in the first part, and I really encourage you, if you missed the first 10 minutes, please go listen to it again. It'll really help bring this together for you, or just watch the whole thing again in motion, especially with Omachar, perfection. Right now, in June, we have come out of this time out of time. We're in the time out of time sequence and simultaneously starting a sequence that will not culminate until September. And because of that, tomorrow we will be delivering the next section of the Mastery Planner, which is only through September. I thought it was going to be a 3-part. It's not. October, November, and December, and I'm going to show you why in just a moment, we have a 20% consciousness window, so to speak, if I was to quantify it. It's just not, it's so close to set, but it's still not as clear that I would feel responsible sharing it yet, because it could go in so many different experiences yet. And so the responsible thing, when you learn to look through all the windows, when you look through all the veils, when you're moving all the potentialities, when you can see it, and you can, because I'm being asked to show you how, what keeps that alive, what calls in all of the mystical cities, what opens up and ignites fields of levitation, if you want, all of it cannot come without sincerity, love, and presence. And the absolute release of greed, jealousy, and competition. Because all of those energies are unable to interface with the alchemy of the triple prime that has come forward right now. So June, July, August, and September are a 4-month cross of perfect balance, spin of the wheel, where June is saying the time out of time sequencing is kind of rolling up into me. Like April, everything that happened in April, everything that happened in May, it was like a building. Boom, it hit in June, go. And so go have fun. Go let it be extraordinary. Don't be afraid. This is really that moment to boldly go where you have not gone before, because you're going there, like it or not. Why not go boldly? Everyone, everything, every experience, every awareness, every choice is an uncharted territory. So what do you have? You have the blessing and the gift of knowing that the veil lifts, as does your consciousness. So I want to share with you right now. I have so many things open on this. There it is right there. Okay. This is something that I've been working on, and I think I've got close enough now. It's just missing one more component. But what you're gazing at right here is the Tria Prima, the Anima Spiritus Corpus, right? That's the Tria Prima alchemy of this world of potentiality. And you can see this is one of the ancient lithographs that really has the iconography of the alchemical spin itself. But now if you look in it, you'll notice that what I've done is added the Sea of Neutrality with the 5 medicines. And what you're gazing at is the ability. It's like if you were to look at that, look at consciousness, look right in the middle. You see the eyes, because we are in the eyes moment of humanity. This is where June is taking us. Well, when you are able to hold that consciousness as that center, as the eternal Shiva Linga, right? When you are able to hold that, then all, and I mean the totality of the all, becomes at your command. Because instead of it looking at you, you are the one working with it. This is why, and I'm going to share with you another moment that I think is important to pay attention to. There we are. This is why the Ascended numerology, the sacred sequencing for June, is so extraordinary. And forgive me, I need to make it just a little smaller so I can see it on my screen. There we are. Okay, so I want you to first close your eyes if you can, because this chart is extraordinarily complex and you see what it's already doing. So when you close your eyes, and we're going to begin on the left side on the wheel, if it's safe to do so, you want to close your eyes. Let's take in a deep Abe Saw breath. And on the exhale, I want you to go right into that 0. And as you go into the 0, then bring your vision back out. Let go of trying to even understand it and just notice your breath. Notice what you're feeling. Notice the movement. And then notice the 10. The 10 is the solstice mirror. It is the June solstice. And if you go over to the right side, the first thing you might notice is that we are in the energy of a double infinite presence. And we're in the white water. This is like we are the comet. Like the way I see the white water is like literally we're shooting through these incredible light tubes beyond where we have ever been before. My white water is it's crystalline. There it is. Boom, we're going. You're going, you're going, you're going. It's an infinite propulsion. So the question is, are you simply the victim of the propulsion, or are you becoming the propulsion itself? If you look back, you hit your mind, and that's the 6, right? And you see the 6 this month? The 6, and look at that. It almost looks like a stone at the bottom this month. Because remember, the 6 is the one that can also derail you. The June 6 new moon is also a 6, which is both our balance and also our ability to release the mind and allow the mind to integrate. Because right after that, it's going to be all about from the June 6 balance to the June 20 solstice mirror. So the gift of the June 6 moment coming in is that it can be one of the greatest moments of the month. It's like you see what happens after the 6? It's like everything comes out of the 6 to the 10. You see that it's all going around. Everything's jettisoning. Everything's going back and forth. Everything's moving all over the place because the 6 comes in again at the full moon. So the 6 is really carrying a lot of energy. It's the energy of creation itself. It's your second chakra. And then by the end of the month, that restored balance comes in at the root itself, beingness, at that moment of perfect balance. And this is extraordinary to pay attention to because the one other variable in June that brings us to a place we have never been before, and I want to show you right now, this is the calendar. And when you gaze at the calendar for June, and forgive me, I'm not gazing at it yet because there it is. When you're gazing at the calendar for June, the first thing I want you to notice is the Saturn retrograde. And that's happening on the 29th. And that when that Saturn retrograde comes in, and we are already in the spin of it, if you relax your eyes look at the 5th of June, look at the 12th of June, you see that open eye, that field of adaptability, all of this coming in between these moons. And you look at the 6th where it just begins to open. We're coming into it right now this week. We have already stepped into the spiral of returning. And as it says, this is the month of awareness. Remember, we are constantly spiraling through the ascended energies of awareness, experience, and choice. And so the May choice, because a choice was made and demarcated in May, will birth greater awareness in June. As a matter of fact, it's going to birth extraordinary awareness because of the entrance of the Saturn energy, which is going to be influencing us for a while. And so what it announces, as you see right up there, and this is in the current mastery planner that you have, but this calendar is also repeated in part 3, which will be out tomorrow. So if you already have the mastery planner, you'll start getting part 3 tomorrow. If you don't, go to shreenkira.com, get it. You want to get caught up with the first 2 parts, and then you're going to get part 3 tomorrow as well, and you'll all get part 4. So look at what's happening here, right? This is the announcement, and it's right now. It's this June moment. It is the announcement of a new era of expansion for all. A new era of expansion for all. Now, not all welcome expansion. Not all are real happy that there's a new era of expansion here. So this is extraordinarily important that we are able to have this moment of understanding of the new era. And I want to share that. I'm noticing the moment, and Omashar, I'm sure you can hear me. Would you please check with Sue to see if there are any comments? I am unable to receive comments as well. And if they are, maybe you could put them in the chat here for me, because I certainly don't want any of you that are listening live or sending in your comments via the Q&A, via the comment section over at YouTube. I would like to be addressing them. And I was just feeling into all of you and praying that you're also receiving this transmission without any issues. So as we are right now in this June moment, I want you to breathe into that 0 point field, that journey we went into before, because the next thing I'm going to show you is the visual art for the June solstice. And I want you to just bring your hands to your heart, really invite yourself to just take in a deep, relaxing breath, and to notice what you're noticing as you're connecting with this visual art. This is the moment of the solstice. This is, and you see on the right there, that is that 0 point field that we went into. Inside of that eternal field, that the Ave-Sa universal heartbeat, with the shield of Zodkil spinning as all the 5 medicines sustain the alchemies, thereby holding you. This is the essence of the you, that is your physical body's moment to call forward. And what is going to amplify and make that easier and comes into its absolute field of knowing in January and the June solstice is that divine feminine rising. And you see that the energy field of the consciousness of divine feminine itself is coming out in an exponential manner. All are at the moment of the receptivity and the recognition that it is only through the complete unified field of masculine and feminine that transcends all forms of gender. And that's why we're moving through all of this confusion among, what's right, what's wrong. In the field of what's right and what's wrong, nothing will ever be okay. And so again, the veil lifts. Forgive me, guys. I need to just there we go. So as the veil lifts, your consciousness lifts. Your consciousness is the lifting mechanism. And so arriving into this incredible, and I mean like humbling moment right now, we are at a moment where in June, and the way I like describing it is, and this began in May, it had to begin in May. This is why the language codes had to begin in May, and we're going to be amplifying them again now in June. Because this time out of time expansion has brought us into the quantum weaving of the fabric of creation itself, I want you to really breathe that in. The moment of the ascended embodiment, your self-ascended embodiment of what I was just sharing with you, that 0 point gravity field, that eternal sense of all that I am as you are, is ready for its amplified codes. And so in this moment, the language codes are the first moment because they are the anointment of wisdom. We are the living essence and this potentiality. If you have found this broadcast, if any of this is resonating with you, then you are activating ancient cosmic DNA. You have woven through this field of potentiality, through most likely the Magi, the Essenes, in the most recent realms. You have woven through many other cosmic realms. You were most likely here as part of the Tria Prima seeding. That's why we're here at Tosa Blue Mountain. If you feel you were part of that, you need to touch what's going on here. You need to see our archaeological site and understand the depth of what we are remembering. So in order to remember it in this physical body of form, just as the ancient priestesses, and most recently in the ancient experiences of Egypt, the anointments would happen not just at the time of death. Anointment and sacred anointment, and the way that these anointments are done, woven with the sacred prayers and other things that happen, that interweaving is how we reestablish our connection with our chemical presence. And that was where the language codes, those of you that have been taking the language codes, and you can still jump in, go get in them. Right, Sue, type in language codes at my website, jump in. As the language codes have been unlocking, it's the first anointment. And feel your fingers, right? It's the anointment of wisdom. It's the alchemical salt. It's the alchemical salt as crystalline consciousness itself. It's like putting crystalline salt, putting crystalline light, putting crystalline all over you as an anointment to awaken the inner codes that begin to speak within your own physical makeup with the sacred sequence of incarnation itself, to call in the 0-point gravity field, sustaining the torus field, so that you are able to be the quantum weaving of the fabric of creation itself. So I'm just going to stop and let you breathe that in. And yes, I invite you to rewind and listen to that often. And if you want to understand all of this, please jump in and join us in all these extraordinary adventures and up-level conscious lifting experiences we're doing. Go listen to Expanding Consciousness right here at YouTube, or over at Official Stream Kira, or over at amfm247.com. So in May, the language codes came in because the anointing of the wisdom needed to begin. And this was before the revelation that we were entering into this sequencing between June and September was even available to be given, to be seen. We're in a whitewater moment. So what's happening right now is that we are moving into this June where the anointment of the wisdom will be fully anchored, where that alchemy of the salt as crystalline consciousness itself is able to call open a greater depth of relaxation of the mind of form, a freedom from those four medicines, right? That physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, a freedom from that to stand in the center of consciousness and become the commander. Because in July, we will be able to literally weave the quantum alchemies of matter. And here's why I want to share with you. This is from part 3 of the Mastery Planner. And so I want to share this with you right now. So this will be in your planner. This is actually page 16. So what you're seeing right now is that we're moving into right now this 4-month period. And here's what matters. Not only are we going to have this Mercury retrograde energy going on, but I want you to look to the left there. For those of you that have been watching or getting these mastery guides for the past few years, if you've been watching the show, you know that I started talking about the Taurids late last year, that the Taurids were going to be 2024 was going to build toward the Taurids. There's going to be this whole moment with the Taurids. Well, here's what's happening in July. You're seeing a new symbol in the Mastery Planner. And you see it's a pyramid that has our spiral within it, because that's what happened at the March equinox. So remember, we're still moving through this. It was March equinox, and now this June solstice, which is just extraordinary. And now moving into this July, August, September energy. What's happening is that spin, that field of adaptability, is saying, hey, what's going on? What am I doing? Who's commanding me? So we're being pelted. We are being bombarded. We are being showered with a convergence in July that is going to set the stage, and we're already in it. That's what the June anointing is about. This is why in July we have to begin the ancient remembrances, and I must teach you how to do these anointings again and how to bring full soul retrieval into the body of form. So it's all going to begin on July 3. And if you look at July 3, that's for the Capricorn meteor shower. So that begins July 3. And it's a shorter one. It ends August 15th, but I want you to notice the peak, July 30, 31. So we're moving right into July into these bombardments. Then on July 12, the Southern Delta Aquarids come in, and join them, right? So now on July 12, you've got 2 going. Notice when they peak, July 30. Then in the magic of the 17, on July 17, you have a triple prima energy, and this is all in the New Mastery Guide, and I'll be talking about it more in future shows. But here's why the Perseids are so important. Because those Perseids are going to peak August 12, 13. And the cosmic forces that are going to collide on July 30th, when the August moment opens, because remember, August, once again, June is awareness. That makes July experience, and that makes August choice. That is going to be a profound moment because these cosmic forces are propulsion. And that propulsion is opening the portal for the Perseids to have a greater momentum than they have ever had before, to have a greater influence than they have ever had before. And they are coming in on the 17th. They are going out on that mid-August moment. And they are the precursor. They are the precursor to the Taurids. And so the Taurids peak November 4 and 5. Did you just put 2 and 2 together? This moment matters. And this is why I will not put out the August, November, December yet. I don't think they're going to be ready to go out till August 12, 13, till after we see what happens July 30 and all the things that I'll be talking about between now and then. This is why the moment at hand is so profound for the reclamation of your divine mastery presence, of your ancient presence beyond where you have gone before. Because come July, the language codes are being anchored as the anointing of wisdom back into this form again, back into this planet again. All of you that are taking it, you've already amplified that alchemical. All the things you're saying are happening already, what you're remembering, what you're starting to hear, see, people coming into your lives, right? When you open the anointment of wisdom, that alchemical salt, that crystalline consciousness itself is what's opening the gateway, that enough have anchored that in July, we are weaving the quantum alchemies of matter through the anointment of majesty. I want you to really breathe that in. The anointment of majesty. The soul restoration as alchemical Mercury. Remembering how to touch, anoint, offer blessing, weave, and literally gift to yourself first. And then you will be taught how to give it to everyone, to be able to have as many as possible let go of that illusion that makes you think that the only way you can expand your consciousness, or the only way that your brain can get bigger, is to put a chip in it, to start agreeing with that. My loves, you can expand the brain capacity far beyond the documents when you invite yourself to start remembering the totality of that which you are. Shri and I have been working with the anointment of wisdom, the anointment of majesty, and what is known as the anointment of crowning glory for 22 years. We were only ever to offer it to each other. The honor to offer it to the world is extraordinary. And the very, very small donation that we desperately need for these people down here that are really having a hard time, your kindness and generosity is a gift of Shakti, and Shakti exchange is priceless. The language codes right now are offering the anointment of wisdom. Come July, we will begin weaving the quantum alchemies of matter itself as you receive through when you remember how to do this, when you anoint yourself, when you are able to offer the gift to others, when you are able to see how it weaves and understand what to say and how to say it, it unlocks. And that's happening in July and August, because in September, we will be at the equinox, at the moment of the anointment of crowning glory. The anointment of crowning glory is the anointment that says, I've arrived. Humanity's arrived. It is the conscious embodiment that I can only offer through direct Shakti put. It is a transference that opens the gateways of all mystical attainment. And it's done through conscious awareness and can only be done this way. Zadkiel brought it through me to give to Shri, who gave it back to me. And the lineage is beautiful. conscious awareness in this moment, remember that what is always true is that veils lift as consciousness rises. And before I go any further, I think I see some people or I see something in this over here. So just wanted to say that we have all you beautiful people sharing your love and your appreciation. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. It's always a gift to hear from you. And it's always a gift to know the blessing of that which you are as I am. And I want to invite you right now to breathe in again, because I have one more little thing that I want to share with you very simply. And that is a recognition. Take a look right here. What you're gazing at right now is the transcendent. You see, those are like chakras beaming out, and you see how they're starting to get that extra light that helps amplify them, that helps move them into that the unified field, into the infinite presence. And look at all those beautiful torus fields that are coming out, all the different colors, all the potentialities. Because this is what's happening. This is July. We are in a June moment right now, so that we can be prepared to know that this June solstice, this extraordinary unified feminine energy, this energy that's popping forward, this energy that's coming out, this energy that's bringing us to the equinox, this rising equality. You know, whenever a pendulum swings from that which was not to that which is, it takes a hard swing before it swings back to balance. Well, that's what this feminine equality is going to look like. And so to fully embody the essence of the soul itself, this physical form, this physical body must be invited to both trust and relax into the acceptance of cosmic union. If trust carries anxiety, you are not trusting, you are still in fear. To relax is to trust. Trust is love. Archangel Zadkiel 101. To love and trust is the same thing in the realms of the archangelic. Archangel Zadkiel, quoted from Sacred Union, The Journey Home. So you are the commander. And as you fully embody the essence of the soul itself, as the sacred anointing brings you into the depth of that divine union, it is then that the physical form must be invited to trust and relax into the acceptance of the cosmic union. And that's when those chakras will relax back into their infinite nature. Cosmic union is an acceptance. It's not a desire. It's not a want. And it is when we are in that state that we are able to ignite that which is not for gain or show, but for service. That we learn how to weave the quantum alchemies of our self-ascension through the divine healing power of the sacred anointing sequencing, which is the foundation for our full soul retrieval. To be living in the presence of it all at all times. And so I want to share just one more visual with you. And I'm sharing all these visuals with you, and then we're going to bring in our extraordinary Omashar to take us on yet another beautiful journey. And I want you to gaze at this. This is the Tria Prima. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I showed you the other graphic. So this is that, corpus animus spiritus, right? It's that soul, body, mind. It's the sulfur, mercury, salt. The Tria Prima itself is really what binds the energy, the alchemical weavings into this specific potentiality, this field, this planetary experiences, which is why I'm showing it this way. Imagine if you were wrapping that around the planet right now and it was becoming its own container, sort of a suspension bridge for conscious awareness. Well, imagine if you were a part of that all the time. Imagine if you were the one who was able to weave that. Imagine being able to know beyond fear, doubt, and hesitancy, to really know the blessing and the co-creative capacities that are yours to wield beyond that which would seek to stop you. That's the raft we're on. That's the white water we're in. So I hope you're up here in the front of the boat with me having a great time. And Omashar, I know I'm having a great time because you're here.
I am too. Has it flicked to me now that I'm speaking? Because I'm not too sure.
I see you. I see you.
because I don't have the capacity to pin myself for some reason.
And neither do I. Isn't that wild?
Isn't it wild?
Oh, well.
I'm wondering, put it on gallery view.
I'm on gallery view and I see you and I.
Okay, well, in that case, we'll both be on for this. So how about that? And
I love that.
me too.
I'll stop my video.
I don't feel so alone. And but I am in incredulity. I just made up a new word, because when I come and be in your presence and hear that which you are speaking, it distills for me some amazing things that have been a little confused in my life over the week. And I love the analogy of the whitewater raft, because it is exactly true. And I am on the front with thee and all of the other thees of us, because why not? And it is that. It's just the mental just has a bit of a drag in it. It's almost the last place to get the message. And so thank you for that. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to change my mic source, and we shall
Yes. Good. 2, 3, 4. Love is all there is. So put your hand in
Unmute.
Love is all there is. And I was so moved, I literally had to move and call in the dancing Shiva of creation, share our infinity maze in our pool there, and to expand all that you are through everything that you have offered us. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thee also. Thank you so much.
All right. And to all of you, thank you for tuning in the first of every month. You're going to want to listen to this one again. Hey, if you're not in the language codes, get there. We continue on Tuesday night. Go to shrinkare.com. Just type in language codes. And while you're there, start weaving the alchemies in July. I love you with all my heart and soul. And I know you're ready. But what matters is you do too. We are all blessed. And may your life